Dear friend, welcome to the video tutorial on logical operations in MATLAB. In this video tutorial, you will be able to learn about need of logical operations, logical variables, relational operators and logical functions, finding and counting, use of any function, and use of all function. Coming to the need of logical operations, we need to take a decision in this case, which side and which fruit is heavier than which one. In this case, we need to find out who is taller and who is shorter. And we need to take a decision whether we get the admission into university or not based on the pass criteria. And in this case, we need to take a decision who is thin. So comparing and conditions both are important in decision making. Decision can be either yes or no. MATLAB has the decision taking capability with the help of logical operators and variables. Coming to the logical variables, the logical operations are performed whenever relational operators such as equal to, greater than, less than or equal, greater than or equal, etc. and logical operators such as and, or, not, etc. are used. The logical operation returns a logical value to the variable, hence called as logical variable. The logical variable can have two possible values, true or false, which can be displayed as logical 1 or logical 0. Let us consider a variable x assigned with value 5, another variable y assigned values with 12. Now we just applied the relational operator to find whether x is less than y, that is 5 is less than 12. If that is true, then we get logical 1 as the output, and that value will be assigned to the variable z, and we call z as logical variable. Coming to relational operators, there are various relational operators are supported by MATLAB, like less than, greater than, less than equal to, greater than equal to, not equal to. These are used for comparing two elements or arrays. Performs element by element comparison between two arrays. In that case, size of the arrays should be same. After comparison of two arrays, relational operator returns a third logical array of same size having only logical 0 and logical 1. If the condition is true, logical 1 will be displayed, otherwise logical 0 will be displayed. Let us consider an arbitrary array x here having these elements. Also another element y, another variable y having these elements. Now we are applying the relational operation less than. Then when the operation is being performed, then the corresponding positioned element values of the variable x and y will be compared. Based on that comparison, if that comparison of that particular positioned values of those variables is true, then we get the logical 1 as the output. If not, we get the logical 0 as the output. So for example, in this case 1 is less than 9, it is true, so we got the logical 1 as the output. And in this case 9 is less than 7 is false, so we get the logical 0 as the output. So the remaining cells also carried out in the same way, and the result is assigned to the variable z, and we call that one as logical variable. Why? Because logical outputs are assigned to that variable. Previously the x is an array, now it is a scalar, or the x is previously a vector, now the x is a scalar. In that case, if we want to compare the scalar and the given array y, so what happens is that the x scalar will be expanded to meet the dimensions of the variable y. Later we just carry forward the relational operator. Here it is greater than operation. So when the performance is being done, the corresponding positioned values of the variable x and y will be compared, and based on that comparison, if that is true, then we get logical 1 as the output. If it is false, then we get logical 0 as the output. So here is the logical output. So in this case, the 3 is greater than 9 is false, so we got the logical 0 as the output. and in this case 3 is greater than 1, so it is true, so we got the logical 1 as the output. Now these logical values, output values, have been assigned to a logical variable z. So the variable may be anything, I just consider here is z. Coming to logical operators and functions, the operators which perform the logical operations are called logical operators. There are 3 types of logical operators supported in MATLAB. They are element-wise logical operator, bit-wise logical operator, and short-circuit logical operator. These logical operators return the values of type logical and are suitable for using with logical indexing. Coming to element-wise logical operator, works same as relational operator. Logical 1 for non-zero element and logical 0 for 0 element present in the array. These are the element-wise logical operators supported by MATLAB, and or not XOR. Let us consider a variable x having the elements 2, 3, 0 and another variable y having the elements 1, 0, 3. Now we are applying element-wise logical operation, that is AND. Remember, when AND operation is being performed, it gives a result in such a way that if any one of the inputs is 0, then we get logical 0 as the output. If both the inputs are non-zeros, then we get the output as logical 1. So here, when corresponding position values of x variable and y variable are performed AND operation, then we get 1 as both are non-zeros. And in the second corresponding position values, 1 is 0, so the AND operation gives us the logical 0 as the output. And in the third case again, one element is 0, so the logical 0 will be getting as the output. Now the result will be assigned to the logical variable z. So in the same way, if x equal to a scalar and y is an arbitrary array, then the x is expanded to meet the dimensions of the variable y. Then we can go for certain element-wise logical operator. Here it is OR, and remember, when OR operation is performed, if both the inputs are zeros, then only we get the logical 0 as the output, and in all other cases we get the output as logical 1s. Now if you see, the first position value of x, the first position value of y, both are non-zeros, so we get the when the OR operation is performed, then we get the logical 1 as the output. So in the same way, the corresponding elements of the arrays x and y will be OR performed, then based on that we get the logical 1s as the outputs, and the result is assigned to the logical variable z here. And there is a variable y having the values 2, 3, 0, and we are going to apply the NOT operation. When we apply the NOT operation to the non-zero values, then we get the logical 0 as the output, and when we apply the NOT operation to the 0 values, then we get the logical 1 as the output, and that output will be assigned to a logical variable z. Coming to bitwise logical operator, works not on non-negative integer inputs, and input can be scalar or an array of any size. If both the inputs are arrays, then their size must be equal in all dimensions. In this, MATLAB interprets each input array in bitwise format. That means each digit of that variable element will be assigned with 4 bits, and logical operation is performed between the corresponding bits of 2 arrays, and it returns the result as numerical value instead of logical values. These are the bitwise logical operators supported in MATLAB. They are bit AND, bit OR, bit compare, bit XOR. Now we see one bitwise OR operation. We have a variable x with 0, 2, 3 elements, y with 3, 6, 9 elements. Now to perform the bitwise logical operator, the values of x variable will be represented in terms of 4 bits. So for 0 there are 4 zeros, for 2 there are 0, 0, 1, 0, for 3 there are 0, 0, 1, 1 represented in binary. And coming to y, the 3 is represented in binary as 0, 0, 1, 1, 6 is represented as 0, 1, 1, 0, 9 is represented as 1, 0, 0, 1, and we call the array elements are interpreted as bit format. Now we just apply the bit OR operation. That means we are going to apply the OR operation between the bits of the x variable as well as y variable. Now, when the performance is being done between these variables, right, then the corresponding bits values of the bit values of the elements of x and y will be, operated. Then the corresponding values will be considered here. Now the result will be just displayed as the numerical values, right? So here when you apply the OR operation on the bits of x and y, we are going to get the these binary representations, and now the equivalent values will be displayed here, 3, 6, 11, right? Now we get the answer as 3, 6, 11, and that will be assigned to a variable z. Coming to short circuit operator, it performs AND and OR operation on scalar or logical expressions containing scalars. These are the short circuit operators supported by the MATLAB, and this is called short circuit AND operator, and it is called short circuit OR operator. Now they evaluate their second operand only when the result is not fully determined by the first operand. If the result is determined by the first operand, then it short circuits the statement by evaluating only the first term, hence called as short circuit operator. Now let us see one example here. Let us take x equal to 3 and y equal to 1, and expression 1 is x greater than 5, expression 2 is y less than 2. Now when we go for short circuit AND operator, so first expression has shown here. So x greater than 5, x is 3, and whether 3 is greater than 5, no, right? So the value is 0. And y is less than 2, y is how much? 1, and it is less than 2, so it is true, so we get 1. Now the AND operation, when the AND operation is performed, both the values must be non-zeros, but here 1 0 is present, so the result will be logical 0. Now coming to the short circuit OR operator, right? So expression 1, expression 2 will be there, and we are going to apply the OR operation. Then expression 1 is what? So x greater than 5, x value is 3 and 3 is greater than 5, right? Is it true? Is it true? X greater than 5? No, it is false. Then y is less than 2, it is true, then we get 1. So when the OR operation is done, then according to OR operation, if any one of the elements is non-zero, then we get the value as 1. So here this case is different. If it is satisfied, then it is we get 1, and it is not satisfied, it is 0. Then when OR operation is done, we get the logical 1 as the output. So don't compare this one and this one. It is generalized examples, and here we have taken particular examples, and based on that we have solved them. Coming to finding and counting, to find whether a particular element is present or not in an array, we use a function called find. If present, what are the locations at which it is present? We can find. If x is a row vector, then find x returns indices in row vector format. If x is a column vector, then find x returns indices in column vector format. We find how many times that particular element is repeated using length function. Create an array size of 8 by 1, that is 8 rows and 1 columns of integers, and determine how many numbers are greater than 4 in that array. So we are going to take an example of an array x which is having 8 elements, and we need to find out how many elements are there within that x array greater than 4, where 4 is a scalar quantity. Now this is the variable x having 8 elements in it. Now this is a scalar 4, right? So whenever we go for greater than, that is a relational operator, then the scalar has to be expanded to meet the dimensions of the variable with which it can be compared. So we need to check whether x is greater than 4. So in that case, the corresponding position elements of x and corresponding position elements of the scalar will be compared now. So now the 1 of x will be compared with the 4. So 1 is greater than 4, it is false, right? Then internally there is a logic 0 will be generated. Okay, like that the corresponding elements will be compared whether the elements of X are greater than 4 or not. So based on that, if it is false, we get logical 0. If it is true, we get logical 1. Now this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 are the indices of the memory locations of that logical arrays. Now by using that find function, we are going to get the non-zero elements which are greater than 4 will be identified, and the result will be the indices of those numbers which are greater than 4. Okay, so here the location 2, location 5, location 6 and location 8 are the indices locations where the values which are greater than 4 when we compare the vector when we compare the vector array X with the scalar 4. Now here how many indices are having the value greater than 4 within the variable X, right, can be found by using length operand, a length function, then the value is 4 here. Coming to any function, it tests whether any element of an array is non-zero or not. If any one of the element in an array is non-zero, it returns logical 1. If all the elements are zeros, then it returns logical 0. It ignores not a number entries. If an array is empty, then any function returns logical 0. Let us consider X is an arbitrary array having those elements. Now we are applying any of X comma 1, right? Then it is going to find out whether the non-zero elements are present or not. So here these are non-zero elements, then we get the logical 1 as the output. Here also it is logical 0 elements, then we get the output as 1. Here also here we get logical zeros, 0 values, then we get logical 0 here. And these are non-zero values, so that we get the logical 1 as the output. 1 indicates the dimension here, right? And we call this one as logical array. This one stands for column by column approach. So what we did here, so we just go for the column wise operation here. So that's why this one indicates column by column approach. And again we take another arbitrary vector y, and this is the vector these are the vector elements. Now we just applied any function with y of 2. This 2 indicates row by row approach, right? Now this row, right, it checks for any non-zero elements in that row, right? So here it is there are non-zero elements are present, so it is giving the logical 1 as the output. So in the same way it checks for the second row, then third row and fourth row, right? So if any one element is non-zero, then we get the logical 1 as the output. If all the elements of that particular array is 0, then only we get logical 0 as the output. And we call this 2 parameter in the function which is applied with as an argument. We call that one as row by row approach. Coming to all function, it tests whether all the elements of the array is non-zero or not. Not only single element, the entire row or column of that particular array should be non-zero. If all the elements in an array are non-zero, it returns logical 1. If any one of the elements is 0, then it returns logical 0. It is exactly opposite to that of any function. Now we consider the variable X with those elements, and we just apply the all function or all operation on X with the first dimension. Then we get the result like this, right? And we call this output as logical array, and this one dimension indicates column by column approach, right? So here 2 8, then logical 1, 3 6, logical 1, 0 1, right? So here 0 is present, then we get 0. 6 4, right? Then we get logical 1 as the output. Again you take the y, then these are the various elements, then you just apply any y comma 2 second dimension, that is row wise row by row approach will be done here. Now if any one of the element of that particular row is 0, then we get logical 0. Here also 0 is there, so you get 0. And here all zeros, but only one is there, so anyhow it is 0. And here all the elements are non-zero, then only we get the logical 1 as the output. Now the dimension 2 indicates row by row approach. Now we see them in MATLAB. Let me open. So when we click the MATLAB icon on your desktop, this type of window will be opened. Now we verify the results what we discussed in the theory. Okay, so first thing we go for relational operators. So here I will take the variable x and I will consider the value as 5 there. Then I will take the variable y. I just consider the value as 12 here. Now I just go for the relational operator and I will assign that result to the z. So here I will go for whether x is less than y. So in that case, what do I get? So it is true. Why? Because 5 is less than 12. So logical 1, I will get the output. At the same time, I will go for the arbitrary array of x here, and I will take the elements as 1, then 4, then 7, then 0. And then again I will go for 3, then 1, then 2, 3, 1, then 9, then 2. Let us go for it. Okay, these are the random values that I have considered. Okay, so now these are the x array values. Then I will go for y array. So the y array also takes certain values of equal dimensions of that x. Now it is elements of that one is 9, then 5, then 1, then 2, then 2, then 5, then 7, then 1. Okay, now what we are going to do is we just going for the relational operation. So I will take that logical variable z here. Now I will go for the less than operation again, whether x is less than y. So in that case, the corresponding position values of x and y will be compared, and based on that we get the logical zeros and logical ones as we just discussed in the theory. Okay, so here you will get the logical array. Okay, so the 1 and 9 will be compared. Okay, so 1 is less than 9, so we get the logical 1 like that. So the same operation will be done to all the elements of that particular one. Okay, so I will clear this one. Also, I just wanted to clear this workspace, so use clear command, then clear this command window also. Right, now I will take the scalar now. So x equal to 3, just a scalar. Now we will take the y as elements like 9, then 5, then 1, then 2, then 2, then 5, then 7, then 1. Okay, now I will take the logical variable z and just compare whether x is greater than y. Okay, so that means the 3 will be compared with each and every element of y. Okay, whether the 3 is greater than the elements of y. So first position value is 9, so 3 greater than 9. Is it true? No, it is false. Then the first element value we get as 0, logical 0 as the output. The same kind of operations, 3 will be compared with 0, 3 compared with 9, then 3, then 5, then 3, then 1, then 3, 2, then 3, 2, then 3, 5, then 3, 7, then 3, 1. Like that they will be compared based on that condition. If it is true, we get logical 1 as the output. If it is false, we get logical 0 as the output. Okay, now clear the screen. Now we just move on to logical element wise operation. So I will take the x variable as x equal to 2, 3, 0. Then I will take y as 1, 0, 3. 1, then 0, then 3. Now I will go for AND operation. So I will assign the value answer to the z. So x, then AND y. Okay. So then we get the a logical answer as 1, 0, 0. Okay. Right. Then we go for scalar. So clear the screen. So x equal to 2, that I will take here. It is a scalar. Then y I consider as a vector. So y equal to again 1, then 0, then 3. Okay, right. Now I will assign the result to logical variable z. Then I will go for XOR operation. Okay. So then I will get the logical array as 1, 1, 1. Okay. Now if I want to find out the negation of that z, so negation, then z I can find. so that I will get the logical array as 0 0. If it is non-zero, then we get the logical 0 there. That's it. Now clear the screen once again, then go to bitwise operation. So here take the variable x values as 0, then 2 3, then y variable are having the values 3, then 6, then 9. Suppress. I am suppressing them by typing the semicolon at the end of that command or instruction. Then z equal to bit or operation I am going. So bit or between the variables x comma y. Okay, then I will get the answer as 3 6 11. So if you don't understand here, please go back and just understand the theoretical concept. Now we go for short circuit operator. Clear the screen. Then just consider x equal to 3, then y equal to 1, then go for expression 1, which is equal to whether x is greater than 5. Okay, so that is one expression. Then I will take expression 2, so which is equal to y less than 2. Okay, now I am going for the short circuit AND operation. So here if I type whether x is greater than 5, short circuit operation, then whether y is less than 2. Okay, so as we know that we get the logical 0 as the output. Okay, why? Because x is 3. Okay, 3 is greater than 5. No, right? Then we get 0. Then 1 is less than 2. It is true. Then we get 1. But here AND operation is there. It is 0 and it is 1. So what is the result? Ultimately 0, right? So that's why the answer that we got as 0. Now again we take the values as x equal to 3, y equal to 1, and again we go for x greater than 5, y less than 2. Then you go for the OR operation. Then you check whether what the answer that you are going to get, right? So already we have done for AND operation. So just press the upper arrow so that the previous entered command window instructions can be accessed. So I just pressed it. Then what I am going to do, I just go for the AND operation here. So what are the previous values that were considered above will be assigned again. So here I will get the answer as logical 1, right? So when you press upper arrow, you can access all the commands which were previously entered in your command window. That is the beauty of this one, right? Next one, finding. So I will take I will first clear the screen. So I will go for one vector here. So x equal to, I will take 1 colon 6 colon 3 colon 2 colon 8 colon 5 colon 0 colon 9, because I am taking a column vector. So there are 8 elements in that. Now I need to find out the element which is greater than 4. So I will assign that value result to the variable z. Now find the value of x which is greater than 4. Okay, so when we use this find, it gives the positions of the value which is greater than 4. Okay, now the answer that you can observe, right? Because I got an error. Why? Because here it is small x, but I typed capital X. Okay, that is the error. Now it is small x now. So we get the answer. So the indices values are 2, 5, 6, 8. Now you can find the length of those indices. How many indices are there? Okay, so find length of z. Then we get the length as 4. Okay, next. Clear the screen once again. Now you take the variable x again. So x equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4, then colon 5 comma 0 comma 0, then 1. Okay, so this is the matrix or array of x. Now what we are going to do is find negation of x. We are going to find negation of x. Okay, then it is 4 6. How? Negation find will identify the values which are non-zeros based on that condition that we provided. So here negation of x works like that. If it is a non-zero, then it considered as 0, right? Okay, so here the values will be treated to be at 4 comma 6. Now that means the values of the zero values are present at 4th location as well as 6th location, that you can see here. This is first, second, then third, then this is fourth. Now this is 5th and this is 6th. So that's why we got 4 and 6 here. Then even we can also try like this. We just assign a result to the z variable. So when we type find of that x, okay, of 5, that means up to 5 locations, up to 5 consecutive locations, what are the non-zero values that we have? Those locations that we can access now. So 1 2 3 5 7. See here, this is non-zero value 1, this is also non-zero value 2, this is also non-zero value 3. Now this is 0 value, so it will not be considered. 4 will not be considered. Now 5 will be considered. 6 will not be considered. Next 7 will be considered. See 1 2 3 4 5. Only 5 non-zero elements we just given in the function argument, right? So that's why we got 1 2 3 5 7 as the output. Now coming to any function, let me clear the screen. So x will be 2 3 0, then 6, then 8 6 0, then 4. Now apply any function of that x with the dimension 1. That means column by column will be done there. Then we get 1 1 0 1. See here, these are non-zeros, then 1, non-zeros, then 1, zeros, then 0, then non-zeros, then 1. At the same time, you take y. So here y equal to 2, then 3, then 7, then 4, then 0, then 1 5 8 3 6, then 0 0 0 0, then 1. Then the last array is 3 6 1 8 6. Okay, so this is the array of y variable. Now when we go for any function of y with 2 dimension, that is row by row approximation or approach, then we get the values as 1 1 1 1. Okay, so like this you can go for various logical operations and relational operations and finding and counting, use of any function like that. You can practice, you keep practice, then you will get all the things. Okay, you can master the MATLAB. Hope you understood the basics of logical operations in MATLAB. Do like, comment, share and subscribe my channel for more technical content. I also request you to give suggestions to make more productive videos which will be more helpful to the learners. And thanks for watching.